In today's video, we'll be talking about how you can get a great deal on PlayStation Network credit. Whenever we see even a little discount on PlayStation Network credit, we have to mention it because stacking it with the already available great deals on the PlayStation Store and making them even better essentially, that's something you can't pass up on. Also, we are coming up on the release of The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 4, that's coming in March. However, Skybound Games has also confirmed that The Walking Dead, the final season, will be seeing a physical release. That is great news. We've also been talking a lot about how the PlayStation 4 is doing incredibly well commercially. It has sold north of 90 million units, and right now it's on track to sell 100 million units in roughly the same time as the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 widely recognized as the most successful console of all time, so obviously that is very positive, but I will also offer to you guys why I don't think the PS4 is gonna break the PlayStation 2 sales record. Remember that drama that went down with The Witcher author and CD Projekt Red? Well, it looks like The Witcher's author is actually gonna get some compensation based on a new report. And we've got some new information on The Division 2, so I'll be giving that a note at the end of this video. First up, you guys know how I like to cover great deals, and a lot of the fantastic deals are available on the PlayStation Store. There are two sales running right now with the Essential Sale and the Special Sale. Some great deals available as a part of that, and there are great deals every week. However, to make the deals even better, you can get PlayStation Network credit a little bit cheaper over at Green Man Gaming right now. All PlayStation Network credit from $10 to $75 have been discounted 7%, and yes, while that doesn't sound like a lot, remember, you're essentially getting free money doing this, and it's just making those deals that are already available on the PlayStation Store even better. So instead of paying $75 for $75 worth of credit, you're paying $69.75. You essentially get a free $5 game with that. That's pretty good. Of course, you don't have to go all the way to $75. By the way, they also have $100, and that's down to $93. That completely escaped me for a second, but that's really great as well. And I should note that if you guys have had a Green Man Gaming account for a while, if you log in and you're a VIP member, you will save 8% instead of 7%. So a little bit of savings added with that. And the exact amounts that are available, you can get $10, $20, $25, $50, $60, $75, or $100. You'll get a code right away, you redeem it on the PlayStation Store, and you're good to go. You can buy whatever the hell you want. Green Man Gaming also has a very simple video tutorial if you guys don't know how to redeem a code, so it should be super easy to do. Save a little bit of money, get some better deals, and even if you want, you can just snag some of these codes, save it on your PlayStation Network account, and then when a sale is running where a lot of games you want are discounted, then take advantage of it. I do believe that PlayStation Network has a limit of $150 or $250 to have on your account at a time, so just bear that in mind when you're picking this up. But again, a great savings here, coupled with the great deals that are already running on the PlayStation Store. Moving on from that, just a few months ago, there was a lot of uncertainty surrounding the Telltale Games' Walking Dead. Of course, Telltale Games has unfortunately closed. The Wolf Among Us Season 2 won't be happening. Their other games have been delisted. However, The Walking Dead, the final season, will be concluding thanks to Skybound Games, and even better, if you want a physical copy of the game, you'll be able to get it. Quote, "We're excited to announce that the Telltale Games of The Walking Dead, the final season, will be releasing for physical retail on March 26th, the same date as Episode 4 Take Us Back. For full details, please see here," and they have a link which we'll leave in the description box below. It's coming in Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and of course PlayStation 4, and the cover art looks gorgeous. Really digging that. They also noted that this version will be available at all major retailers, including right here in the Skybound shop. So for fans looking for a great gift to give or actually hold the final chapters of Clem's story in your hands, you'll soon have that chance. And they also noted if you're at PAX East in Boston, March 28th through the 31st, you can swing by the Skybound Games booth to meet their team, and they can reminisce on Clem's journey in person, and you can purchase your box copy of the final season right there at the booth. So cool stuff. Great to see that The Walking Dead will be concluded. It was one of the most influential franchises in recent memory. I don't think that's a hyperbolic statement to make, because think about all of the games that have been spun off from Telltale's success, or just the critical acclaim. I guess you can't call the Telltale games all that successful because Telltale did unfortunately close down, but they were very influential games, spawning games like Life is Strange, Oxenfree, and I can go on and on. These story-driven narrative adventures that I would give a lot of credit to Telltale in making them more popular. They were around before, but Telltale did seemingly popularize it more to a mainstream audience, and now the final season will be wrapping up March 26th. Take Us Back drops Episode 4, and if you've yet to check it out or you want a physical copy will be dropping at all major retailers. Moving on from that, we've talked a lot about how the PlayStation 4 is doing incredibly well commercially. It has just surpassed 90 million units sold, and industry analyst Daniel Ahmed put out a pretty interesting graph showcasing that the PlayStation 4 is on the same pace as the PlayStation 2 to hit 100 million units. So within the same time frame, the PlayStation 4 will be hitting 100 million units if the numbers persist, and I do think they will for the short term, and I do think it'll hit 100 million units at the same time as the PS2. Here's the caveat. There's a little bit of a difference when you compare the PS2 sales numbers to the PlayStation 4's. The PlayStation 2 persisted for a very long time for a wide variety of different reasons. One being that everybody just needed a DVD player. Obviously, that's a little bit obsolete in 2019, but back in the day, it had that going for it, and because the PlayStation 3 was such a train wreck from the get-go, people were still buying the PlayStation 2 for a long time. I believe the PlayStation 2 really just started getting phased out in around 2009, 2010. There was that price drop where the PS2 went down to $100. Could they do something similar with the PS4? Sure, but I do not think the PS4 is going to persist as long as the PS2, so for while the length of time that the PS4 is available, I do think it's going to continue to sell well. But in the case of the PS5, Sony knows their flaws. They know how to promote a new console now, and I think a large portion of gamers will just naturally move on with the PlayStation 5. That didn't happen with the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 really didn't get going until 2009 when the Slim console was released and it dropped to $300. That's when the PS3 started taking off. I highly doubt it's going to take all those years for the PlayStation 5 to take off as well. Sony knows what they're doing right now. They've learned from their mistakes, and they're going to release incredible exclusives on the PlayStation 5. That's going to warrant a large portion of users to jump on board. That's just my speculation. That's why I don't think the PS4 is going to break PS2 sales numbers, and I think that's a pretty good analysis coming from me. But who knows? They could drop the price of the PlayStation 4 sizably, and then it continues to sell well. Hey, everybody needs some sort of Netflix box, so who knows? I just don't think it's going to happen, but very incredible numbers nonetheless. Considering this was a console that a lot of people were writing off in early 2013, people thought this was going to be the last generation, people thought the PS4 wouldn't do well, but Sony really proved all those doubters wrong. Alright, moving on from that, there was a huge dispute between the Witcher author and CD Projekt Red based on the compensation that CD Projekt Red was giving to the Witcher author, and now a new report from Pulse Businessu, who claims that an amicable statement has been reached, and here's what it says. And additionally, this compensation is a form of recognition for Sapkowski's work, the author, and to maintain a healthy relationship with him. Now, if you guys aren't aware, what was initially thrown around was that they gave the author a certain amount of money and then they had the rights to the Witcher franchise. Obviously, with Witcher getting as big as it did, you know, maybe that didn't really hold up, but now it looks like CD Projekt Red and the author have come to an agreement, so that's good news. Hopefully they can keep a working agreement and everything can remain amicable and positive. Lastly, I do want to talk a little bit about The Division 2, as lead designer Keith Evans spoke to Edge magazine in the March issue, giving a lot of information about the game. First up, he said, quote, "It's definitely been a journey. I joined the team a little bit before the launch of the first game, so I was involved in leading the design on contributors to Endgame over all 3 years, and the main lesson we've learned is that players kind of devour content. So the best thing that we've done design-wise on The Division 2 is to start with that mindset. It's not just about that level 1 to 30 journey. It's not just about reclaiming this beautiful one-to-one version of a city. It's about making sure that there's a ton of interesting things to discover and that the world is much more replayable once you hit Endgame." Evans then talked about the raids in the game, and he said, "Raids are totally different to what we did in the first game. I can say that it's something we've been working on for a long time. It's not at the level of a mission where it's just about upping the intensity. We want to be something that even players who own the best gear have to jump in and really discover." I think The Division 2 is a game that's going to climb up in anticipation, and I really think that this is going to be a case. If Anthem delivers and people are really absorbed into Anthem, they might stick around with Anthem, and that might negatively impact The Division 2. If Anthem ends up being not so great of a game, I think that would be a very positive indicator for The Division 2 and people just generally looking for another multiplayer title. That's again just speculation by me, but I am very interested to see how those two games correlate with one another.
I'll cover you guys.
Come on, come on. Get that weak point.
Oh crap, Matt, watch out. Setting my drone.
Thank you for the revive, Meg.
But that's going to conclude this video. Again, you can get a great deal on PlayStation Network credit right now, 7% off, 8% if you do have a GMG VIP account. The Walking Dead, the final season, will be hitting the physical market, and that's great. The PlayStation 4 is on track to sell 100 million units in roughly the same time frame as the PS2. It looks like the Witcher author and CD Projekt Red have come to an agreement, and the Division 2's world is much bigger and more replayable than the Division 1. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.